Shit. Flooded from the dark, flooded from the deep web. Bitter see the red, every exchange. Got nerdy brains trading on the frequent.
Testing, testing. Okay, that's a bit there. Normally this is the, this should be it. It's just basically because I had to replug the camera in it. Normally this is the, there we go. Yeah, it lost the, the camera because I had to replug in. We had two technical issues starting today. The minor one was that. The bigger one was that essentially the machine overheated because I forgot to turn it off because I'm a dingbat. So it was like you could cook an entire enchilada on it, so I had to boot it down for 10 minutes and start it up. Can everyone hear me fine? Let me know about that in chat. Otherwise, I'm going to continue on. For some reason, I'm hearing a little bit of a crosstalk thing going on, but let's see. That should fix. Maybe that fixes it. Hold on. That does not fix it. Here we go. That's weird. I always hear weird reverb. Anyhow, we're going to continue on as provided everyone can hear us. Hi, welcome everyone to an episode of Crypto Bands. Actually, hold on. I forgot something. Hey Jack, can you do me a favor? Can you give me the blockchain thing? Hello? Hello? Can you give me the blockchain? I forgot to ask you that before I live streamed. Can you give me the blockchain? I forgot to ask you that before I live streamed. We're gonna try to make this a tradition. If not, I can continue on without it. Yeah. I need to get a version for mine, so I don't have to keep borrowing this.
That's Caesar.
Yeah, eventually. Hopefully, if PumpCon actually happens, so I'm good. You can close the door. I should be good for this. So again, hi everyone out there on the interwebs. My name is Sidepocket. I am one of the members. Let's see if I can do the camera. I'm one of the members of. I'm one of the co-founders actually of DEFCON 201. We are a computer hacking group that's based out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Let me double check something here with the audio. It's based out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Let me double check something here with the audio. Okay, just making sure because I hear a reverb on my end. It's just that trying to make sure of everything. And besides, I think posting on Minds, I tried to spread this as wide as I can. That's also what she said, but we're kind of on here now. So, welcome to our the DEFCON 2.1 live stream. This is Crypto Barons because it is Saturday and we broadcast every second and fourth Saturday. And it seems like with all the stuff going on with our personal lives and people moving in and realizing that my webcam is wide enough that you can see the pile of materials over there on the couch that I should have moved. Actually, give me one moment. I'm going to move that right now. Things you're not supposed to see behind the scenes. Because I have nowhere to put anything anymore. There we go. That works. So, what is Crypto Barons? If you're watching on Twitch or dLive, which if you're on dLive, this is going to be a special extra treat episode for you. Because we are, what we do on Crypto Barons is we cover different cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies, hence the blockchain, thankfully donated by G.I. Jack, who's our other co-founder here. I love this thing. I need to get one of my own. Normally when you look up blockchain stuff, you either get like financial information or community information or like developing your own snake oil DApp product, and we're going to get to DApps probably the beginning of next year. But what we like to do is we like to look at cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology from a technology perspective, like what tools are being used, what's building it, the math behind it, and all of that. We do occasionally cover community and finances, but we try to take out as much fluff as possible, and we don't sugarcoat anything on this show. This is our third episode of Crypto Barons, and what I'm really super excited about is I hope there's at least one person out there watching on dLive, because today we're actually going to cover the dLive platform, or dLive, maybe is how it's pronounced, what it entails, its crazy history of different platforms, and what makes it a blockchain platform, and things about it. And this is going to be an intense episode. Unfortunately, for those who are looking for coding this time, we're not going to be doing coding. Coding's going to be the next episode, just 2 weeks from now. That will be on the 25th, and then we will be doing some more terminal and coding stuff then. This one is more of just, I'm going to be presenting things. We're going to also be looking at a 7-minute video at one point, and I'm going to stop it and play it and do commentary on it. And without further ado, let's get into what dLive is. So I hope this is a treat to you, dLive, or I don't know how you pronounce it, dLive users out there. So the first thing we're going to do, as we always do on Crypto Barons, is shrinkage. So I'm going to select myself, and I think that's a good size. That's what she also said. And we're going to get our display capture on. Whoop. And actually, let me figure out something here. Let's put this like that. There we go. And now we're going to go into our browser here. So once again, like I said, this is DEFCON 201. We are a computer hacker and technology group. We normally meet up third Friday of the month. Our next meeting is going to be on July 17th. We're going to be doing more confirmations and meetings with our venue. tomorrow, and we're hoping that by Monday we're going to announce all the details. And we have a lineup. I feel like we always have a good speaker and workshop lineup, but I'm dead serious that I thought June was crazy. I thought Rainbow Tables was crazy, where we had people in fursuits and audio engineering and stuff. I'm really excited for this Friday because we're going to be covering a lot of not just different categories of computing, but we're going to be also detailing a lot of like big hacks. As I said, big hack energy. Let's put it that way. So tune for Monday, hopefully, for that information. It'll be on all of our social media, and our website will be updated with the scheduling. And depending on how close you are to Jersey City, New Jersey, you actually might be able to see us in person for once, with acceptable social distancing, I might add. So let's go into the main meat here, and hopefully our computer won't die while we do this. And let's talk about dLive, or dLive. This is sort of the setup here. So what is this? To be honest, I did not know this until we set up our multiple streaming systems, and this was one of the platforms offered. So you all who are out there, and some of you are watching probably from there, are familiar with Twitch TV. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch TV knocks us out just because we're promoting a rifle platform. Speaking of which, if you're on Twitch or dLive or YouTube, or even Mixer, for as long as you want to ride that one out, you can hit the follow or subscribe button to get more content like what you're seeing now. Crypto Barons. Next week, N Commander will come out of his burrow and actually be on Hackle N Commander on Wednesday, and then we have our normal meetings, which are live streams, since we have been doing this since March. So just a note out there, if you want to get more, to follow us. And I'm going to detail why later, but if you're on dLive, please send us lemons. We actually have a good amount of lemons. Believe it or not, the stream that gets the most amount of lemons is G.I. Jack. Apparently, dLive is a big fan of Arch Linux and retro video games. And what we're going to do, we're going to distribute some of these at the end, the very little that we have, because we're currently broke, but that should change soon. And I'll detail exactly what lemons is, but like I was saying before, you probably heard of Twitch TV, which is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, video streaming platforms. Hydration break. By the way, if anyone has any questions in chat, or if you have a comment to say, or you want to shout out on dLive or Twitch or YouTube, wherever you're on, please let us know, because even though there's a delay, I do see the comments as they pop up. There's going to be a lot of water. We're going to be here for a while. Because you can see all these tabs up. We have a lot to cover. So there's a couple of rivals to Twitch. Probably the most famous one is when Microsoft made the Mixer platform a couple of years ago. They bought up a company named Beamed, turned that into dLive. Turned that into Mixer, and they integrated it with their Xbox system. And as you probably heard recently, unfortunately, despite buying out popular streamer Ninja and Shroud and a couple of other people, and despite honestly really good tools and really good community, including some tools that N Commander wrote, you can look at a past episode of Hack Alt N Commander of him dealing about that. It unfortunately folded in on itself. And you know, as much as we like to dog on Microsoft here, and trust me, we dog on Microsoft here. In fact, I would say the only good thing is they haven't been in blockchain yet. But there is an issue that, you know, in terms of a traditional economy, the more competitors you have that aren't flooding the market, the better. And the fact that a purposefully major live streaming platform just died means there's less fish in the pond. And when your alternatives are Google information stealing YouTube, which doesn't even do a great job with its live streaming stuff, or alternatively, the recent boy, which is Mark looks at your nudes and then bans you for it, Zuckerberg, on Facebook Gaming, with a very confusing app there. Also making their own blockchain Libra, which will be on a future episode before the end of the year. There's very little competition for Twitch out there, which is also, despite Twitch's some of their terrible community mistakes, is one of the reasons why they're like the center of everything. Also being owned by Amazon doesn't help. So, as we get that background, so what's dLive? dLive is essentially Twitch. It's a rival to Twitch. It's mainly focused on live streaming video games, just like Twitch does, and Facebook gaming and the past Mixer. But as you can see here, there's a podcast category, there's DJ music, there's just chatting. We should probably have put us on the just chatting, because ironically enough, the crypto section is usually like the lowest platform here. And you can see there's different streams running. Some are games, some are different things, and we're following some people, and some people follow us. Let's see who's currently on right now. We'll take a look here. Similar to Twitch, I don't even know if this is going to load when I click on it, but there's like a channel here, which I'm going to quickly mute. This is a bee colony, and you can contribute by sending lemons and various cryptocurrencies in order to help feed the bees in the beehive. There's also, I think, like a goat one as well. Not goat as in like awesome, like game of the year, but like actual goats on a farm. Let's see, what else is here? This is actually a good channel. It just has a problematic name. You're going to notice something about that in a moment. So let's see. Here's the chicken farm. This is what I was probably trying to talk about. Where it's like you donate Bitcoin, Cash, Dash, or Litecoin, and it makes this automatic feeder here go off, and you can feed the chickens. So for all of you Burb fans out here, this is kind of a cool channel to follow. And let's actually take a peek on something gaming, because normally, as much as everyone hates him, and I do too, I would load up PewDiePie, but the issue currently going on right now is that PewDiePie decided to abandon dLive after he got banned on YouTube, because YouTube basically wanted him back, and now he's streaming exclusively for YouTube now. And actually, you know, I'm gonna probably watch this guy's channel later. He's playing a neat next-gen video game. We're gonna follow. I'm gonna block notifications for now. It might pop up that we're following here visually, maybe, because there's always the delay on these things, just like with our stream. But yeah, you know, you see this guy's playing a group team video game. He's playing Apex Legends, the third-person mode. That's why I couldn't recognize it, because Apex Legends is usually in first person, so I'm like so confused right now. And you can probably see right here that the layout is very similar to what Twitch has, where you have your main stream, and it works with OBS just like we are right now, hence why we're broadcasting. There's a whole chat system, there's top contributors, and everything like that. Now, here's a couple of things that makes this platform interesting, and then we're going to do a deep dive and talk about a little bit of background about it. First of all, you probably noticed there's these things called lemons. And everyone has a treasure chest, and we do too. And what happens is that you can buy... I think I just sent a lemon by accident. But yeah, but it's like you can buy lemons. And actually, let's click get lemon. And yeah, and there's like a select amount, and you can pay with credit or debit card or Amazon Pay. And I'll try to see if I can bork it later. And apparently 88 of these guys is $1.53, which I can't even currently have right now. Otherwise, we'd be giving a lot more out. And you buy lemons, and if this looks very familiar, if you're on Twitch, you probably are familiar with the new bit system. There's arguments whether Twitch got this idea independently or ganked it from dLive, but basically bits work the same way. The only difference is that bits literally work like Linden dollars. They're like literal tokens that are generated. They're not on a blockchain system. The lemons is one of the two blockchain systems that dLive runs on. So, but they work exactly like bits. So you can tip people. You can buy lemons, and then if you like a streamer, you can tip them different lemons here. And we just gave him one by accident, but hey, he's working really hard in Apex Legends, so we're trying to go out here. And just like Twitch, there's like the About Me section. People post their social media and stuff like that. Let's see what else is on here. Because my whole thing, because we're gonna get into that in a moment. That's kind of an issue with the streams right now. We'll be periodically checking on dLive. And in fact, we're going to look at the interface in a second, because even though this is a cryptocurrency, I kind of want to check into... apparently this guy is watching a thing about working on some car here. Yeah. Jack. That works. I'm convinced Jack clones himself everywhere. But let's click on another thing. I think this channel is okay. Oh, they're playing Splatoon. Or Fortnite. They said they're playing Splatoon, but this is definitely Fortnite. I can see why you could get confused because it's like cartoon stuff. So I don't know if this is like a subscribed only stream, but I'm gonna be like, yo, you are on our live stream. Any shout outs right now? And we'll turn the audio back on. I don't even know if he's reading his Twitch. Oh, he's also on Restream. See, when you see that Restream bot, that's how you know right there.
Activity.
I think a lot of times when they're playing games, they're like super focused on doing the game, so they're usually not chatting. We usually get more luck with the just chatting section. I'm hesitant to click on this guy, and there's a reason why. What is this person live streaming? Ah, see, we're getting into the other part here. We're gonna get into that in a moment. She's actually a good streamer. So this is like one of the tame topics, but you know, we're just kind of going around here. We already clicked on that. What is CCTV? There's that already. What we're on. Let's see what else. I hope some of like the cooler stuff. Apparently, it's a puppet show. See, this is very much looking like Twitch here, where it's just random, like it's mostly video games, but it's just like random garbage will just show up. Not that this is garbage. I mean, I've seen better puppet shows because usually they hide the arms and stuff. But hey, you know, I guess artistic value. What can you do? And I'm actually going to go in right now. Let's see if we can get more eyeballs on us here. We can see our stream in here, and let's see, chat. Let's change ours to chatting temporarily. Okay, so I think we should be listening on chatting right now. Yeah, just like Twitch, by the way, before we go on to more deep dive into dLive and its platform and the other blockchain stuff, just like Twitch, Valorant is really popular because it's Riot Games, and League of Legends has everyone by the balls. So let's see, what's a popular streamer? YT at the end usually means they're also on YouTube. Yeah, let's follow this person. See if a pop-up pops up or not. Probably not. Because I often notice that dLive, there's some professional streamers, but it's like, oh, there we go. So we just followed. Maybe he shouted us out. He's speaking a different language. He's not going to shout us out. Yeah, I'm going to watch this stream later. I do watch Valorant stuff, even though I don't play it. What's in the just chatting right now, and then we'll go on to everyone else. Mobile Legends is kind of a reason why even mobile games are more popular on here than they're being played on Twitch TV. Why are you not loading? Come on. Come on. Did I click too much? Oh, it popped up below. That's why I'm a moron. Yeah, there's no major like terrible news today, so we're not going to have like the weird headlines that I'd have to like censor this for. And kind of like the category people think we're in now. Here's a Bitcoin trading thing. We'll follow that. You ever go to the crypto section on Twitch and you see like the giant walls of crypto trading and stuff? Well, that's there. And one last thing, let's look at, we have some recommendations here. So let's see, what should we click on? Real Seb or Cosmic Bliss 88? Like I said, I apologize. We're not going to be coding today, but we are going to be looking at some things. I just want to get this stuff out of the way. It's both Call of Duty Warzone. That's the other thing that's being taken over on live streams right now. I'm leaning towards Cosmic Bliss. Let's see what they... Oh, it's a female streamer. Well, maybe they identify as female. I don't know. They just, I see pink and I automatically think lady because I was born in the Stone Age. So. And they're eating a lot of food while trying to survive Warzone under their the in-game riot shield that they have. Let's give that a follow, and I think we're done following. That's why. Server's super busy. Let's see if it pops up. You see they have their stuff here. Let's see if you can check their gender. Actually, provided that it's not subscription chat, let's ask really nicely. Hey, you are currently on our live stream right now. Any shout outs you want to do? Let's unmute this and hopefully it's not
blare my music so chat can hear it. So.
Kate, that's great. That's a great one because I didn't even see it.
Perfect.
Uh-oh. They're
Put
gonna
it
be...
away. Put away the riot shield.
Got the
Oh,
riot shield
he
out.
got the corner where it wasn't for. And that's the replay. See, isn't this amazing next-gen graphics and it still looks like really bad Team Fortress or Counter-Strike?
Fight back, right?
The last person that dies is Mike Myerson.
I'm
Or
sorry,
the last
what?
person.
The last person alive gets to kill Mike Myers.
Hi, Unicorn Diva!
Yeah, because he then turns into Mike, right?
This is some like high-level camping here. We'll go back to looking at them later. So we're gonna go to the main page here, and I'm gonna detail a bit of background about more about what dLive is, and now that you know about lemons, I'm gonna go into the other blockchain stuff that's based on. Oh boy, I'm probably gonna take a water break at some point. So, dLive has a kind of, here's this word, interesting history. Because originally it was started by two different people. I can't remember their names right now. And it was originally based off of the Steemit platform, which is one of the first, or I don't know if it's the first, but it's definitely one of the biggest. It's still one of the biggest. It's like I was talking about earlier on episode 1. Remember how I said that any block in a blockchain can hold any sort of type of data, right? Well, Steemit is designed as a community thing. Oh, this person's playing Dark Souls. I think that's The Last of Us and Fortnite. So I'm going to click on Dark Souls 3 and play that in the background and follow this guy. But no, so Steemit is a platform where the data in there, you can put, it's mainly designed for entertainment stuff. Probably the most famous thing on that platform is the Steemit. We're doing the dance thing. I love that meme. But no, it's the Steemit blog, where basically you can make a. I don't know if he shouted us out. I don't think he did. But and he's also, his volume's really low, so I'm gonna put on. Stop hitting play and mute it again. But no, where you can create a blog, and basically every post you make on the Steemit blog enters the Steam blockchain. And because it's decentralized, besides your wallet account, which is your actual blog and it's a web interface, that means once you post a blog, unless you go into your own wallet and delete that post out of your chain, you can't get rid of it. Meaning, if you decide to just write boobies 8 million times on your Steemit blog, guess what? There's not going to be a Steemit mod that's going to come in and try to delete that post because it's on the chain, it's decentralized, they're very hands-off. You own your own part of the chain, so that will always be there forever. And if someone tries to edit that chain, well, it violates that chain, and that person who owns that wallet gets kicked off of the entire list for trying to edit. Again, it's a way a secure system works. We're actually going to look at Steemit later and its different systems, but that's originally what dLive was based off, mainly to categorize the different video streams. So what happened was shortly after, they eventually moved over to the, and I think there's like a conversion page I posted here somewhere here, because I can't remember where I put all the tabs on, called the, and I'm actually going to wait till this loads and then click on it, the Lino Network. So Lino is very similar to Steemit, except what it does is it does tokenized coin economy. So very similar to Steemit, you can put different stuff in there, but it's more designed for like token represented payment and storing data, because at this point dLive had comprehensive decentralized servers in order to host this stuff. And there's still a lot of links on this website to when they were on the dLive network, including this familiar.
Hello! Before this video begins, I have exciting announcement!
Announcement time!
I'm partnering up with dLive. That's right, everyone. For those of you who don't know what dLive is, it's a live streaming platform. Live streaming is coming up in the future. That seems like a great idea, Felix. dLive is built of the Lino blockchain. They provide a disruptive solution for the industry. What does that mean? Let me tell you. dLive's mission is to empower creators. But how, you may ask? Through their revolutionary reward system. Number one, they take no platform cut. So basically, if you donate to a streamer or if you subscribe to a streamer, the website itself usually takes a percentage of that. not on dLive. It all goes to the creator. Pretty cool. Number 2, viewers as well can earn Lino points, which is the currency, simply by engaging with the streamers. Pretty epic. Number 3 is one that I really like as well because users themselves
And
get
the
to
computer's going
influence
crazy.
the shape of the platform.
Hang on a moment.
Guide
I have
where
lost
its
all
direction is
control.
going, and also get rewarded for it for
There we go.
having Lino
This is
points.
what I get for
First,
trying
I
to
think it's really
invite
trying to
this
have a creator
moron
base
onto
web
the stream.
more.
Ah, and the browser died.
The browser died.
Joy.
Joy.
See, this is why you should never. Oh, by the way, hey, Anki, Sporty Life. We're covering dLive today on Crypto Barons, and when I can get everything under control, from invoking the PewDiePie demon on our platform here, we will, if you stick around, the remaining lemons we're going to distribute to everyone who's currently watching the stream, but that's going to happen near the end. So yeah, one of the big things that they did after they were on the Lino network is similar to how Mixer bought out Ninja and Stroud. Well, that's not necessarily buying out because basically PewDiePie got banned, like I said earlier, from YouTube for a while. He was on dLive, and that caused a huge streamer migration over to dLive, even more so than Ninja and Stroud did for Mixer, and that sort of boosted the dLive platform for a while. I don't know how old this information is, but it says 5 million active users and 125K plus active broadcasters. And this was the Lino platform they were on, where it was a tokenized reward system, where basically you rewarded individual people lemons, but you could, with your own stream, mine Lino. Now, here's what eventually happened to Lino with all this crazy stuff, and that is this guy. This frickin' guy. I don't know. Does anyone on this chat know who he is? I mean, you get hints of it if you can read with your eyeballs over here. This is Justin's son. Not to be confused with Justin Wong, the great tournament fighter in that Evo, which is canceled this year. He is a, I think he holds dual citizenship in America, but he's a Chinese citizen who is a giant entrepreneur. The best way you can imagine, I guess two analogies. I would call him honestly like one of the, and I hate this term, Elon Musks of the blockchain world, both good and bad, especially bad. But the other thing about him is that, you know, when most people think of cryptocurrency, they think of John McAfee. But to be honest, John McAfee, although we will cover his new venture, doesn't actually do much. He just basically talks about cryptocurrency and having sex with whales, and that's pretty much what. Justin, despite him being an Elon Musk type, does put his money where his mouth is huge amounts of money, and he finances a lot of different things. One of the first things that he did was he bought out BitTorrent. And BitTorrent, the official BitTorrent, not BitTorrent as a concept, but BitTorrent, capital B, capital T, is owned by him. And when he did that, he created a token type called the BitTorrent token, or BTT. I'm going to talk about that word in a moment, but basically it's a token that's generalized by his platform we're going to get into. And basically it's a token that rewards you for interacting with the stuff that he owns. So if you're on the official BitTorrent, and I'm not going to run it here because you saw how Chrome died, I'm not going to also kill, this will easily kill the machine because I'm ridiculous. But what you do is you can actually create a BitTorrent token wallet. You can download it from here. Then set up the official BitTorrent client, and basically as you BitTorrent and you are a pirate different movies and video and stuff like that, you will actually start earning this cryptocurrency that then you can cash out for cash or translate it to one of the other services that Justin's son owns. The other thing that he created after this, which is very relevant to dLive, is the Tron network. And unfortunately for you guys, it's not Tron the Disney movie with like the, you know, Daft Punk music and throwing the different discs and stuff. This is similar to what Ethereum, and we will cover Ethereum in the future. Tron and the BTT is less of a cryptocurrency like the way like Bitcoin or Litecoin is, but its goal is to combat and fight with Ethereum, where Ethereum, most people don't don't really put money value in Ethereum itself. Ethereum has basically evolved into a cryptocurrency platform that you can develop applications and websites for. So you use the Ethereum tokens itself as a way to do things such as like video game validation, purchase validation, organizing media data, things like that. This is what Justin Sun's Tron network is trying to conceptualize. In fact, I'm going to show you a short video of them explaining themselves, and we're all going to sit here and laugh at it because you know how we hate blockchain bros from Hoboken? Because that's where they all live. I'm not kidding. Just nuke Hoboken and Bitcoin will probably more than half itself. Along with all the other fiat currencies disappearing under guys' mattresses in their apartment lofts. But again, we always hate snake oil, Bitcoin barons, and stuff like that. You can always tell when something is legitimate that there's something kind of skeevy going on by how pretentious this video is, and we're gonna get into a lot of crazy blockchain stuff, a lot of altcoins and shitcoins that deserve the title shitcoins in the future, including cryptocurrency scams. And outside of an actual cryptocurrency scam like OneCoin, tell me guys, this is not the most pretentious cryptocurrency video, even compared. I don't even think John McAfee comes close to this, but I'll let you guys judge for yourself.
Tron, a new world. What does a virtual civilization of the future look like? It is decentralized, independent, self-governed, equal, cooperative. It has high performance. The Tron ecosystem wins at speed. Each Tron data unit can evolve and become part of the ecosystem. It is democratic. Every member of the Tron community can vote for their leader of choice to govern the ecosystem. Global developers around the world create outstanding apps every day, building a virtual world. The moment we've been waiting for is finally here. The future is now. Tron, decentralize the web.
I don't like to use the term cringe because I find the term cringe when people use it is equally cringe. But I have been very tempted in the past to edit Wikipedia, and under the word cringe, like the page for cringe, that I will just embed this video underneath the name where the video part goes, usually when there's a video on Wikipedia, because wow. I need to be drinking stronger stuff than this to get past that. So yeah, that's them explaining the Tron network. But basically, if you want to think about it, it's very much an Ethereum platform rival, where essentially they want people to develop applications that use the Tron token, and by extension the BitTorrent token, as a sort of literal token payment system for different applications for whatever you want to develop it on. It does have its own wallet, and I love this Pew Pew map that shows all the different nodes right now. Can you even click on the nodes? Oh, cool, you can actually click on the nodes. Oh, yeah, because they have different services, and one of them is Tron Scan. This is basically like, in my opinion, if Libra didn't exist, Tron Network would totally be the cryptocurrency version of Microsoft. Which, by the way, Microsoft don't get any ideas. But yeah, this is their Pew Pew map here that shows, like, let's see if we can do the zoom. We must find the Hacksaw terrorists. Where are they located? Oh, there's some in Union City. Let's find this. Maybe we should make a road trip up there, because we're supposed to be doing a remote episode at some point. Of course, there's one in the financial area of Brooklyn. Of course, because they're all a-holes. That's basically East Hoboken. But yeah, let's go back to this. So yeah, it's an app development platform. You can see awards. Yeah, there's a funny comment I'm going to make about that article. But yeah, they also have their own wallet, which I'm running here. And this is the dashboard. I think this makes it full screen. Yep. And as you can see, it's tracking the Tron token itself, which really could be anything, the BitTorrent token, and the TWEC token, the TWX. I actually don't know what that is. Let's go on to Blockfolio. and look up what the heck is a Twix. So I'm loading up Blockfolio right now. Let's type in TWX and see what comes up. Because I was not prepared for a third cryptocurrency. So it's add and let's search TWX. Pops up. Oh, there's a cryptocurrency for the Tron wallet itself. Dear Lord. How pretentious do you get when your own wallet is your own cryptocurrency? Let's see what it says here. There's no information available. Yeah, it's that new because it wasn't there before. The spike is like super big. That's what she said. Because it's so freaking new. Let's see. Yeah, it literally is just so new. It's worth like X something going on there. So that's what that is. So the wallet apparently has its own token system, but there's also the Tron tokens itself in the bit, and this is their super pew pew wallet here. It has their Twitter embedded in it. You can send and receive. You can freeze assets, unfreed assets. If you have enough Tron in here, which we don't have any because I literally just installed this, you can vote in the Tron economy, and there's different DApps or DApps, what they're called. Currently, I don't. That's the list. It's loading slow. So as you can see, there's already many different applications on the platform here. There's various different games and. Oh, cool. I guess this is an exhibit where you can just like, hey, yo, dog, we heard you like the Tron wallet, so you can put your Tron wallet in your Tron wallet so you can buy Tron while you're buying Tron. God, we live in the worst reality as my co-founder wanders by like a truck. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot. I know there's a lot of games on here. There's, I think, a Flappy Bird's on here. I had to go somewhere as a calculator. But yeah, that's why I said that what they're trying to do is they're trying to do an app platform. I have some notifications going on. You download the white paper. Let's shrink this guy. And actually, we can exit him because I'm not going back to that wallet. So. Not everything has been hunky-dory with Tron. In fact, not only, if I can remember where it is here, they set up, thankfully, an entire system before it ended on April 4th. Was it April 4th? Let me see here. Oh, sorry, it was way back, February 24th. To change from the Lino tokens all to Tron tokens, so they had this whole system here. So people panic because Justin is notorious for, again, he's like the Elon Musk of cryptocurrency. So there's been a couple of huge issues. Like you probably saw on their website earlier, there's this whole thing here where it's like, you know, he paid a whole charity thing to have lunch with Warren Buffett. And he had to cancel out on that. Nobody knows why, although there's a history. Some say there's a stereotype of Chinese businessmen and women setting up things and not following through with it. But, you know, again, that's already kind of a bad sign. So he's known for some unscrupulous thing. Probably one of the biggest thing is HackerOne did an entire report on the Tron network and basically found a report that scared the crap out of the Tron people. And they did apparently accordingly fix this, according to HackerOne. But it's still a thing that happened, whereas I'm going to read here. Single request to submit a post-to-wallet deploy contract with 7 megabytes of bytecode along with CPU-intensive long parsing will consume so much CPU data for 10 minutes while holding 7 megabytes of bytecode in the heap. So basically when that happens, it basically bursts the wallet open and you can just DDoS the entire network and essentially shut it down. That is like the most zero-day of zero-day that HackerOne actually found out. And so when they announced that Tron was buying out dLive, that type of stuff there, as well as Justin's kind of unscrupulous nature there, was sort of like a huge issue for everyone. So why am I talking about Tron here? Well, like I said, Tron now is the base thing that dLive runs on. So while Lemons is its own separate cryptocurrency, which basically you can buy just like the way Twitch Bits as a flaunt just runs by, and you can tip streamers and stuff. When you run your stream, as you're running it, you will generate the BitTorrent tokens, or PTT. So literally, as you stream like what we're doing right now, you will actively mine BTT, to which then you can go to a major exchange, and dude, we can hear you, Jack, can you please close the door? You can mine, which you can translate that to Bitcoin or Litecoin or to Bitcoin to an actual fiat currency to cash out. So it's a way for streamers to earn money depending on how many eyes they're on them and how long they've streamed for. So let's kind of get into the details of that there, of BTT. So, where do we begin? Oh, also I just want to make a note before we go on about the BTT conversion thing. So the old Lino system, you had to use a service called, let's get out of the login page, called Poloniex. So you had to not only have an account on dLive, and this is the only improvement I'd say the Tron network did, you also had to have an account on this cryptocurrency exchange in order to actually cash out your Lino. And we're going to try to do a login here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from away from keyboard temporarily, just in case. And don't worry, we're not canceled or anything. We're not doing cancel culture right now. Oh, that's why it's so slow. I did the stinger thing. It should be fade. But you just hear my voice, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just typing in our username and password. I'm so not used to this keyboard. And now I'm going to click to verify, to which I'm actually going to now go back to our main stream here. I'm in the main stream. They have a very weird CAPTCHA system where you slide this puzzle piece over. It's like the easiest CAPTCHA in the world. And we're going to see if we can log in. Because there's an interesting thing I noticed about that. Okay, so we are able to log in. And this is our account that we never used. And it works like a normal currency exchange. Now, here is one of the major problems on the old Lino system. This exchange, the one exchange to take out Lino, and they still have an issue with dLive with this that I'll get into, but this was an even bigger issue. You could not, and I even think when it comes from converting currency or selling it, they don't have markets in America. Like, they can send stuff to American accounts, but in order to, like, get an account on here and to actually do the exchange, that technically doesn't exist on America. So they will sense if your IP is from the US. I had to set this up by essentially using Proton Mail. Which I'm not going to connect to because now that I could log in properly. If we didn't log in properly, I would have clicked to the Netherlands, which actually is where Polyenex is located, and that's actually when I signed up under VPN with on the Netherlands hop node. It allowed us to have the account, and now that we did that one hop, apparently I can log into my wallet and do activities and stuff like that. I'm not going to do any exchange on here just because of data, but I just want to let you know how much of a pain in the butt is on the old system. Now, there is, from my understanding, an issue which we're going to look into between the old system and the new system that still has to deal with being in America and being outside America, but we'll get there when we get there. So, let's see, what other topics should we go into before we pop on? So, I guess what we will do now is go into is how you actually set up the whole BTT or BitTorrent token staking process for dLive. So we're going to literally follow the instructions for it, and I'm going to show you an interesting kind of web browser hack that you have to do to make this work, especially on the system the setup and system that I'm on. And then we're going to take a short break. I'm going to rehydrate, and then we're going to go into kind of the rest of what dLive is. We'll answer some questions. We'll maybe look at some streams and call it a day. So let's look at their structures here. This is BTT staking on dLive. So what you will need. Here's the big problem number one that I know in advance. You need to have the Tron Link wallet. What the heck is a Tron Link? So we're going to open that link. So Tron Link is made by the Tron Network people. And if you didn't know they were Chinese, you can kind of get hints of it all over their website as it chugs. There's that goofy face. This is that, you know, I took my picture in 8th grade class phase. See, they have a Weibo or Weibo or whatever it's called and a WeChat and a Telegram because every cryptocurrency has a Telegram and a Twitter because everyone's on Twitter. But yeah, you need a Tron link. And what it works out is that later on in a future Crypto Barons episode, we're going to actually look at, I'm trying to remember the name of it, we're going to actually look at a Fox wallet, I believe it's called, system. Or Fox Mirror, whatever it's called, and if you've ever used it for Firefox, it works for the same way. Basically what it does is a wallet that, I mean, there is, which we're not going to do, you can either download the APK directly or download a Google Store from the Google Store for Android, or download Test Flight or Apple Store for iOS. But the main thing that we're going to be using, what most dLive use, is the Chrome extension. It is an extension that basically adds, let's shut this down, to your wallet. There's the Chinese again, that's how you know. But that adds the Tron wallet that we had earlier into your browser, and it allows basically dApps and Web3 websites that are integrated with blockchain, in this case it is the Tron platform, to work between the wallet and the web interface, just like I'm trying to remember what it's called actually. Let me, because we have some time, let me look up Firefox Crypto Wallet. And I'll remember the name of it because it should pop up. MetaMask! Why do I think of Fox? It's because their logos are Fox. So if you've ever used a MetaMask, I want to say Mirror Mask, like that Neil Gaiman movie, but use MetaMask on Firefox. Where it adds basically a cryptocurrency wallet. I believe it's mainly Ethereum. Yeah, it's Ethereum. And you can work between Ethereum and MetaMask and Ethereum variants through a website. The Tron link is the same thing, but for the Tron network. Again, hence their rivals. So you'll notice an issue here. You can probably tell by my visual interface that I'm using Chrome. Or Chromium to be more accurate. However, I'm using a particular type of Chrome because I really do not trust it like Google, called Ungoogled. Should spell right. Chromium. It's made by this really awesome dude named Yellowsome, and basically it is a Chromium client where, and you can go to his GitHub at we're going to put a GitHub widget in the future for Twitch people, but github.com/Yellowstone Ungoogled-Chrome, or if you type in Ungoogled Chrome into any search, it should be like one of the first search things that pops up. And basically you go in and you compile the source code for it on whatever platform you are. It works on Windows, Mac, and Linux, if I remember correctly. And what he's done is he's gone in and he has stripped out every Google tracking function code-wise, embedded baked into the browser. So as he writes here, he's disabled Google Host Detector, Google URL Tracker, Google Cloud Messaging, Google Hot Wording, etc. Blocks requests to all Google at runtime, strips all the tracking binaries from source code, such as binary pruning, and adds new command line switchers that allow you to do deeper config features. It also does HTTPS by default, hence that's why I don't have to add an extension for it. Adds URL schemes, Omnibox search providers, so that way you have more functions for search than you normally do on Chrome, all sorts of different things. And you can download the binaries, and there's an F-Droid repo for it, although in my opinion I also like Bromite extremely well. It's available for Arch directly on AUR, Debian, Voodoo, Fedora, Gentoo, GNU GUIX, so someone actually remembers them. That's how hardcore this guy is. Mac OS, Nix OS, and of course, as you can see, I have it running on Windows 10. So because I have all the Google stuff stripped out of here, I can't download TronLink. I can't click on Add to Chrome because the Chrome Store interface, and that should tell you something. If you've ever loaded up Chrome or Chromium, you think, oh, I don't have an account. I can just click on it and download. Well, this shows you how deep the tracking is in Chrome, because when you click to like let's say you have Opera and you download off of the Chrome Store, the Google itself tracks that you've done that and could track other things when you initiate that download to that extension to even something like Opera or Vivaldi. So this puts us at a pickle because in order to do any of this stuff, we need to use TronLink. But we can't download it because we removed all of Google Chrome's tracking, and unfortunately there's no option here because they're a-holes to do any of this on Firefox where you don't need an account. Let me show you guys a cool trick. So this website is called crxextractor.com. And it's the format's a little off. Every Chrome extension is a .crx file. And this is the website that I use on Google Chromium in order to do the thing that I like doing. So I'm going to start for free. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Chrome store. We're going to go Control, copy, paste. We're going to copy pasta like most good programmers do. Want to make sure it actually copied. Okay. And we're going to click download. And it's going to figure the CRX. So what we're going to do is we're not going to do the second part. We're going to download the .crx file directly. So we're going to go continue. And we're gonna check this first. So even though we might not, I made a stupid. We're gonna try to ignore that. There we go. All right. So let's figure out where we're downloaded. It should just be in downloads. So let's see. Try to remember the actually. Wait a minute. Let's look up my download history here. Show in folder. There we go. Yep, it was in downloads. It was in the file section downloads. So what we could normally do, and I could do this and make it work, but I want to do this the long and hard way because I like things long and hard. That's what all of my partners like. And we can go into. Where are you here? Because my brain's blanking out. Cast, find more tools, extensions. We could have also typed in Chrome /extensions. And normally what we would do is we would take the CRX file and drag it to here. Now, here's what we're going to do instead to make sure. Because let's say we did drag and drop this in here, and it didn't work. So once you download using the website, once you use crxextractor.com, let's go back to the extension page. We're going to go in, and we're going to rename this file. And we're going to keep everything here. We'll put it as a .zip. And it says it might be unusable. Are you sure? Yes. So now it is a zip file. Let's try extracting it. If not, we'll just do this over again. Let's see. Extract all. Put the .zip at the end. Actually, let's not do that. Let's try this. Can't open. All right, I made a boo boo. Hang on a moment here. Let's try this again. Keep that folder open. The demo gods already hate us because I've done this 8 million times. You know what? Because of this, I'm actually going to. Let's see. Let's show in folder. Okay. Let's actually use this website function. So we're gonna do downloads. Actually, what's the file path again? Let's get the source code. So this will automatically make it into a zip. I think what I had to do was actually change the file name itself. So that's my bad. So yeah, normally when you do that, you can just rename this as a file name. What I'm going to do now is I just use the website resource. If you're super stupid like me, that's what you do. So we're going to open that in folder. I just opened the Windows Store by accident. Great. So now we have this extension thing. And this gets us the source code. See, so actually, I can prove this now that we have the two different files here. So let's go back to extensions, and let's try to drag this in. Let's see. Let's see if it'll actually load. See, cannot be added from this website. That's why we can't simply extract the CRX file and drag and drop it in here. Because like in Firefox, you have the XRI file you could drag or drop, or find the folder, click on it, and import it in. Won't let us do that because everything's removed. And even if you have a normal version of Chrome or Chromium, this is just good to know that if you have a Chrome browser or you're worried about, for example, Google tracking you through extensions, I just thought, as Par Crypto Barons, I'd give you a little bit of like privacy security, little fun web hack here. So let's go back into that folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to delete the metadata. That's what's preventing it from loading properly. Let's see if this will allow us to do it. I think I might have to unzip it first. I'm going to cancel it. All right. Welcome to this. Alright, it's good. And again, if anyone's in chat has any questions or things like that, please let me know, because I really love reading the chat. And now my folder system's not responding. It's just lovely. I love how I don't have these problems when I'm not streaming. And then when I am streaming, it's just like, oh, everything that will go wrong because, you know, you're trying to live stream here. Oh, so it did delete it. Okay, so that's good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to extract. And here's what's cool. So we're going to name it a .crx when we extract it. So we remove the metadata. Let's open the folder here. So now we're going to call it a .crx, right? I just want to double check to make sure we're CRX. And CRX. That's what our file's going to be called. So we're going to extract it. Let's see. So let's see. Oh, because it already exists. Let's see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. And we're going to delete the old CRX. This should work. And then we're going to extract. We'll call this .crx. So as you saw, it popped up in here. So now we should have. Hold on. Let's make sure I actually did the right pathway. Oh, it's in downloads now. Because I'm a dumbass. So there it is. That's our .crx. And now we should be able to drag and drop this in. Let's go back. Hang on. Oh, you have to turn on dev mode. Sorry. Forgot about that part. And now we should be able to drag and drop this in. Yep. And now we have Tron Link. And it just popped up in there. So, sorry we had a little bit of misbumps. I'm not on all cylinders today because N Commander from Hackle, N Commander came over today and we went, and I forgot all the stuff we were doing. But that was just a fun tutorial of if you have a Google extension and you can't download it, and you have issues with privacy with Google, and you want to load the extension in without Google tracking you, or to be able to load the extension because Google won't let you. As long as you have the URL to where it on the Chrome store, you can go to crxextractor.com. You download the CRX file. You can either then use this function, which gives you the source code as a zip, or you can just rename it. You erase .crx and just type zip instead after the dot. Then you go in. What's preventing it is the metadata. So you remove the metadata from the folder by deleting it, and then you extract the file. And when you extract it, instead of a normal folder extension, you type a .crx after it, turning it into a CRX again. And then you go to more tools, extensions, turn dev mode on, and you'll be able to drag and drop that folder, or open the you can load unpacked and find the folder that's .crx and load it in. So that's a cool way of getting around Google's tracking if it won't let you load an extension, or you're worried about Google tracking you if you're doing something like the Tron link. Now, this is the part that I actually know. We're now going to attempt to follow the instructions about how to stake. I don't even know if I can stake, but we're going to try this. So stake BDT, we're going to try this. So we're going to go to that under menu here on dLive, provide it loads properly. And actually I'm going to close some of the things here. We're going to get to that in the later. We'll close the Terrible Tron website with its pretentious video and the HackerOne report, which you can all read. And again, if anyone has any questions in the chat, just please let me know, because I love chatting with you all out there. And we already know what BitTorrent token is. So alright, so now we're back here. So now we're going to go to dLive. We're going to go into our menu. We're going to go to BTT Stake In. Alright, so we got to there. Now let's see what it says next. Select Stake In. Enter the amount of BTT token you'd like to stake in. I see it's right 100. So let's see what it says when we do that. Oh, we have to link it first. So let's see. Let's see now that we have the extension if this works. I'm gonna click on the extensions. Oh, we have to set this up. So you know what? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back into OBS here, and we're actually gonna take a break, and I'm going to try to do the sync. Whether it works or not works, we'll continue from there. That'll also allow me to refill the water on the hydration squad. So enjoy some quick tunes. I should be back hopefully in max 2 to 3 minutes. So keep watching. We're gonna show more dLive, and it gets even more crazy after we attempt to try to stake into some BTTs. So enjoy. Hello everyone again. So,
So,
I did a bit of research,
I did a bit of research.
and here's what I found out. So my issue is that we currently have our wallet running. It's actually linked to the it's the same Tron wallet that we have here that we're not logged into, but it's all here and it has all the options. We have all of our chains and tokens and stuff. Now here's my issue. I tried to link the wallet and it wouldn't work. So here's what's going on. We will try this. We'll try to try this at the end of the episode. Here's the issue that happened. I think I now know why they're using Chrome. Because remember how I said we were using ungoogled Chrome? Here. Which again removes every single Google tracking feature. I think there is something inherent to Google Chrome that allows the actual Tron link extension to work and communicate. And that's why it's not linking. I will go over how you're supposed to do the staking and stuff, and then we'll go on a bit into the updates that they've made with dLive in terms of cryptocurrency and what the different tech terms mean. And that will be pretty much our episode. Just letting you know about that. So, let's go, that's for later. Let's go back into what we normally do. So normally if our wallets were synced, because we'd be using not a crazy version of Chrome, and we would do the BTT stake in, and our wallets would be linked, and we put how much we want to stake in, and honestly we probably wouldn't be able to get far because we have nothing in our wallets right now, so you need to have a certain amount in order to stake. And there's ways to do that. There's different faucets. We explained faucets last meeting on Bitcoin Barons. And for those of you who wonder what a faucet is, or if I'm going too fast, if you have any questions what I'm covering out there, especially you all on dLive, and I hope you're donating some lemons out there, please talk in chat. We have a bit of a delay here, but I love talking to people in chat, so just letting people know. I also need to be more on time when the computer's not overheating. It's never, watch. I bet episode 4 when we do master nodes, which is supposed to be the most difficult thing, I bet you anything that's the one that's going to go with no technical errors. I just have that feeling. So anyhow, so yeah, you put how much you would stake in, you put that in, and it's a proof of stake, that's why you're staking in, you can confirm it, and that would all work, and then you can claim your BTT, and then when you stake out, it's very simple, so you don't have to go through the exchange like you did last time. Now, I will note about this. If you do have Lino to BTT, you do have to go to Polynex.com, and they do have it. And they have an entire instruction set here where you can go in and go into that, and you can find BTT, and then basically trade your Lino all the way to BTT, and then you can start with staking. So because we have nothing in here, and Google requires communication back and forth, I'm just going to take the L for that one. But hey, at least now you know how to install an extension on Google without Google knowing, or if Google's preventing you from installing that extension. Especially if it's like an outdated, useful extension that you find as a file. They're all .crx files, and you can use crxextractor.com in order to do that, because that's how we got it here on Google Chrome. So what have we covered so far from our break? Well, first of all, we've covered that dLive is a live stream platform it's a rival to Twitch. It has two token systems. One, which we lost a little bit of, is lemons, which there's a fixed amount, and users can give out lemons, and they can also receive lemons, and you can buy lemons here with U.S. fiat currency. There is a thing about buying that I will go into a bit that makes it kind of weird. We're going to go into the help section and I'll explain that. And I'm actually curious about something here. Although we're going to save actually that bit at the end, because I don't know if doing this is going to screw up the live stream. So I'd rather if the live stream crashed, we have most of the episode done. But yeah, you can go in and select, what's the biggest amount here? $900 gives you like a billion lemons. What's a reasonable amount? And like roughly $10, you get 600. That's good. That's enough for, that would be like, if this is BTT, that would be like staking amount. And I wish we could do that to give a crap ton of them away, but we're broke right now. Maybe in the future. In the future, Crypto Barons, I will go in at the end and give out lemons randomly to people, and that will be fun. I actually want to see what this person's doing here. This is the Dark Souls thing. Are we following them? Yeah, we're following them. This is the one who had his mic. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for video games. So this is a rival platform to Twitch. Unlike Twitch, so Lemons kind of work like the bit systems in Twitch, where you can reward people, and that's one token system. The other token system is BTT, or I don't have it up anymore, but the BitTorrent token. It's owned by I don't know why this thing went off for no reason. It's owned by Justin Sin, and he owns the Tron network that had that hilarious opening. And basically, when you stream, you can stake BTT, because normally you would use BitTorrent token while you were downloading BitTorrents, but you can also stake it by streaming on dLive, and people can gift you them. And that's actually the way, as well as with the Lemons, that you can cash out. In fact, let me look at something here. So earnings and rewards. Let's go to the treasure chest section. See, so you have the treasure chest, and which we're going to do at the end. You can distribute rewards for people watching. So if you're watching on dLive, stick to the end of this broadcast, and hopefully you'll get some of the small amount of lemons that we have here. You can claim lemons. Let's see here. We have the get paid. Here we go. This is how you cash out. So you go there and you click the get paid section, and you have to do a whole verification system. Again, this works just like a central exchange, so which is the reason why we haven't done it yet. We've been debating about doing it. Is that in order to cash out on Lemons and BTT, you need to have some ID. So you need to have government ID. You take pictures of it. They have a whole setup where you use passport, identity card, or driver's license. You take a photo of it. You can upload a file. You have to have your face in it with holding 2 bits of ID. It's just like Coinbase and stuff like that, and you do all of that, and you enter your different routing account numbers, the IBAN, where you're located. You see how this is getting kind of doxy, but to be fair, any cryptocurrency where you crash out, especially crypto exchange, you're going to be doing the same stuff. So despite things being centrally located, despite being certain blockchains decentralized, in order to actually cash out for like fiat money, you have to go through all this stuff, because again, you're dealing with regulations from fiat money systems. The point of cryptocurrencies is not that nobody knows that you're maybe it's not knowing you're receiving them. It depends on what it is, but the idea that you get coins, but the idea is, where did you get those coins? Did someone give them to you? Did you purchase something? What did you purchase? You don't know. That's a good cryptocurrency. So they can see that you're making bank, but they don't know where you're getting that bank from. That's a good cryptocurrency or good blockchain system that does rewards. That's what you would do. So if you note here, you have a request payment here. You can do Tron, BitTorrent, or the Tether system. So you select that, depending on how you want to get paid out, and you enter all that in, and you're going to be using a service called Sidepocket, which is a banking system that not only deals with cryptocurrency, but originally, look at this happy bastard. He looks like he's from Hoboken. But it's also a banking exchange. Basically, they're kind of like the PayPal version. They're like the PayPal of cashing out money. So that has that built in. You can use PayPal, and you can do an e-check or a wire transfer. You enter all this information. It's like doing your taxes. There's even a tax form section, so you can tax the decimal on your W-9. And then you're finally paid out. And it seems very complicated, but outside of an actual exchanging of a cryptocurrency, you know, this is the same type of stuff when you become an affiliate or a partner on Twitch that you're doing. Again, this is seen as a job. People stream as a business. This is what happens here. Remember how I mentioned about purchasing lemons before? So again, there's a difference between purchasing in America and outside of America. So if you're outside of America, you can actually purchase with cryptocurrencies. So you notice before when we went on dLive and we hit Get Lemon, our only options was to purchase lemons directly through a credit debit card or to use Amazon Pay. You'll notice here there's another option that this shows on this GIF for cryptocurrencies. So if you're outside the United States, because we suck as a country, you can click on that, set up all your stuff, and then you click pay. It's somewhere down here. Hang on, I think it was in one of the animated GIFs. think it's in this one. Yeah, you can choose different stuff. I'm going to wait it for a loop again. Different types of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is an obvious one, but Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and USD Coin, whatever the heck that is. That's actually the first time I've ever hearing about it. We have our own coin. We already have our own money. And you can also pay with Coinbase. You can deal with Coinbase directly if you already have that account. And you click pay out and you're done. And that way you can basically semi-anonymously, or at least using your current cryptocurrency pools, to buy lemons in order to reward people. If not, and you're stuck in the U.S. of suck, you have to do credit or debit card or Amazon Pay, aka we want to know all your banking information. Later on, again, I'm going to spin up VPN and provide the stream doesn't crash. If we do the right country, we should be able to see that option pop up, but we'll see that when we get there. What we're going to do instead is, so earlier today on dLive, for any of you out there who pay attention, again, if you're on dLive or Twitch TV or YouTube or Mixer, viewing us anything, please, you can follow and subscribe, because there's going to be an awesome Hackle and Commander next week, and our meeting's going to be next week on Friday on July 17th. Let's double check again. Yep, July 17th at 7 p.m. If you like hacker content like this, and we also have other crazy shows, like I usually do a lockpicking show every other Sunday, and G.I. Jack. Next week is going to be doing a show, Arch Vile Linux Perspective, where he looks at his awesome Arch Linux system and plays awesome video games on it. So if you like the content that you see here, please hit follow or subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. We shout you out on the stream. We're working on a reward system in the future. You'll all love it. And if you're on dLive, please send us lemons, because at the end of this, if anyone on dLive is watching, we're going to distribute lemons. A note about distributing lemons: if there's no one there to do it, it automatically goes back to your wallet. So that's good to know that for some reason no one's watching on dLive right now. They've missed out, because we're going to be doing lemons in the future. Hopefully it'll be a lot more of them. And there'll be some people will be getting a couple lemons tonight, so that'll be neat. So what we're going to do instead is earlier today, provided it doesn't autoplay like it did like an a-hole, and I have to find where the thing is again. Here we go. It's at this timestamp. Justin's son himself. Oh, come on. Did a live stream on his channel with this woman. There's a sexy guy. Let's rewind that just a little bit. There we go. Who he's talking about the upgrades to the Tron platform, which is going to affect dLive. And so previously, the Tron platform was on 3.0. Now it's on 4.0. And what I'd like to do is play this segment over one of the guys that is doing the engineering. And I'm going to be making some commentary. And at certain points, I'm going to pause the video. And we're going to go to some of the other tabs I've loaded up here. And I'm going to explain to you some of the stuff he's talking about. Because some of the stuff he does explain, but he's used to, like, he's basically someone who runs Gentoo in production, also talking to people that like to hump Gentoo. I'm going to try to explain you some of this stuff in plain English as best as I can with some of the complicated topics he's talking about. So without further ado, I'm going to unmute this. Might make it into widescreen, although I'll be moving in and out, like what she likes. And we're going to take, Angela Tong is going to take it away, and let's learn about what the Tron 4.0 platform is going to be.
4.0 is Tron Z, the world's first tokenized sharded smart contract virtual machine that supports privacy computation. I'm sure you are curious about Tron Z as well. Next up, let's welcome Matthew To, technical leader of Tron Z, projected to give a speech on birth of the world's first smart contract virtual machine that supports privacy computation in human history. Matthew To is the technical leader of Tron Z project at Tron Foundation, a young computer scientist in cryptography and algorithms.
There we go.
Hi, Angela. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew To, so the technical lead of Tron. So Tron is a community developers in Tron, and our mission is to provide better security and better privacy to all of our users.
Remember I said that thanks to Zuckerberg getting zucked himself and being dragged into court. Ever since that happened, every single tech platform, whether it's cryptocurrencies, social media, hardware, phones, cars, everyone's going to say that they're not only secure and private and respect your security and privacy, but are also improving their security and privacy. This is exactly why we need people who deal with technology like us at DEFCON 201. You can find us more at defcon201.org. I'm sorry, defcon201.org. And because basically privacy and security have become snake oil terms because everyone's claiming to do it. It's like the Sneetches effect. Everyone has a star, therefore nobody knows what's true or what's not. And that's why we're going over stuff like this, because we're going to see how secure 4.0 is really going to be.
So as the first big thing that we are going to bring you in Tron 4.0, we are really excited to tell you that we are bringing you the shielded transaction and also shielded contract into our Tron ecosystem.
I have no idea what that means.
So let me share the slide first.
Awkward live streaming just like us. There we go. It'll take him an hour to
Okay,
load.
can everyone see my slide right now?
Yes. Sounds like us when we started.
Okay, good. So today I'm going to introduce the zero knowledge proof inside our Tron virtual machine.
So that's the first one we're going to zoom out of zero knowledge proof. What the heck does that mean? Well, I actually have another video provided this doesn't autoplay. And I might have to jump back to sort of explain that a little bit. So we're going to jump ahead here. What time point here? So zero knowledge proof. We're going to pop right here. I'm going to read this to you guys. And zero knowledge protocol is a method by which basically one party in a two-party system, like two people or two organizations, can prove to the other party or organization that they know access to something without telling the actual access code or token. So think about it like when you normally, like the traditional system with passwords, where you have a piece of data, and the problem is that the server that looks at your password, or the person that looks at your password, also has to know that password. This means that if someone gets to the party that holds all the knowledge to what the password is, or know the person or whatever who knows that particular password, that's basically you now have enough surface area for attack that whether you attack the user to get their password or the actual place where they're supposed to enter their password, they might be able to figure out the password by using low-level hacking techniques, whether there's social engineering or just brute forcing or things like that, or just lucky guessing in the case of someone like Weave. Then there's cryptography, where you could take a password and then scramble it through a cryptography system. The thing about it, though, is that, which by design, if you know if you have the cryptographic text and you know the exact method of cryptography, you can reverse back on that. This is actually meaning you can take a crypto text and turn it back into plain text. That's that by design, but that is something that's a risk, and that's where, for example, when they figured out the innards of the Enigma machine, that allowed them to constantly decrypt and decipher encrypted messages through the Enigma machine, because since they knew the process of how the Enigma machine worked, they could easily reverse that process to make the plain text. That's just what happens in cryptography. That's exactly why most blockchain systems, and actually all blockchain systems, I can't think of any blockchain system that doesn't use this. Remember what we were talking about in the first episode? If you want to go back to that, you can click on like the past videos, or go to our YouTube or our PeerTube, or soon it's going to be a DTube, which we'll cover on a future episode or whatever. We talked about using hashes and salting those hashes, and the reason why blockchain uses hashes is because you can take a plaintext and convert it through a hash into a hash number, but it's nearly impossible unless the system's really bad to convert it backwards. So basically you have a hash, but you don't know what the original plaintext is, and that's done that by design. Zero proof knowledge is even more crazier concept, because even if you have hashes, there's still techniques you can do, and we'll cover them on a future episode when we talk about hacking blockchain itself, which will be a fun episode. Might happen in December, maybe January. Where I'm trying to thought. Let me hydrate real quick. Where you'll be able to use techniques in order to actually use the hashes in order to break the blockchain itself, or to forge smart contracts or other documents, basically ruin everyone's day. So zero proof knowledge is again a way for someone to have a password or a hash where we will know with good probability that they have the correct hash or password without actually knowing or asking for that hash or password. And the best method, which we're going to see in this video I can describe, is what's known as the Alibaba cave. Let's find this point. So we're going to have two people here. We're going to have Ram, who's the verifier, and we're going to have Sham, the provider. Sometimes this might be Sally and Ted or whatever. That's it. And what we're going to have here is this sort of diagram here. This is the Alibaba's cave, where we have a pathway that both can go on, and then there's two separate pathways. And then there is sort of like a door here. Now on this end, if someone's over here and they have the right key, they could go through this door and access either of these 2 points on A and B midway. So we're going to have our verifier and our provider. The provider should have the correct password or not. The verifier is going to see if they actually have the password, and we're going to use the zero knowledge proof method to check if Sham has the password without asking him what the password is and without knowing what that exact password is. Let's see if we can get to the animation point here, because I think I'm supposed to be talking over this while it was going. Here we go. So what happens is that Sham is going to go down this tunnel, and then he's going to pick a random pathway, in this case he picked A, to go down. And then the verifier is going to go to the same juncture point, ask randomly either A or B. In this case he said A, and Sham's going to show up. So now we know at least these tunnels working, so that was the first request. So we're going to do this again here, where we're going to take Sham, and he's going to choose a random thing, go through B this time. And then Alibaba's cave, he's going to select randomly. Now if he calls A and no one shows up, that means no one's there. But then if he calls B and then Sham shows up, that means that at least these tunnels work. So now we're going to do the third request in the zero knowledge proof here, and this is big. So we're going to send Sham over. And then Ram's going to show up. He's going to request B. Now, he can't, if he comes from A, he can't do that because he's requesting B. So what he's going to do is he's going to use his key, go through the other side, pass through, and come from the B side. Because we know that in order to get through this door, you need the correct key, the fact that he actually came from from B instead of A means that there's actually decent probability that he actually has the key, because if he went down A and we called from A and no one came from A, and if we called from B, and if he basically can come in from both sides, that means he actually has the key to access either side of this, which means it's pretty likely he has the correct key. And that is basically this concept in a nutshell. The fact that you can call, let's say, like, there's, see, is either the Ram would choose A or B at random, Sham would have a 50% chance of guess correctly. If they were to repeat this trick many times, let's say 20 times, Sham's chances successfully anticipating all of Ram's requests would become vanishingly small, about 1 in a million. And we're going to see if I think the animation is going to show that here, because I think they're talking right now. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. So yeah, thus, if Sham repeatedly appears at the exit Ram names, Ram can now conclude the verifier that it's very possible that Sham, the guy running through the tunnels, does in fact know the secret word or key to go past this gate. Now again, the thing about zero proof knowledge is that you can never prove 100% that that person has the right key. This is all about reducing probability and garbage. So you actually have a percent that you generate in zero knowledge proof, that this person probably owns the correct key in order to access stuff. And you can do this, you can use this method, zero-proof knowledge, to make decisions. And basically now they've agreed that basically this person probably has the same key, and we can avoid crazy frustration. So if anyone has questions in chat, please let me know, but I hope that makes sense. Basically, in this sort of system, what he says here with zero-proof knowledge, they're going to be using, in this case, a computing system where basically wallets and users on the blockchain can verify that something on that blockchain has the correct hash credentials without knowing that hash on that chain. This is actually a system that Zcash uses. In fact, the Z in Zcash stands for zero knowledge. And when we get to Zcash in a couple of episodes, because we're going to be covering private cryptocurrencies and the techniques they use, we will go through this again, and then we'll actually go through the specific thing that Zcash uses in order to verify its hashes without letting every wallet knows where the hash is, therefore being more private and secure. But now that you know that, let's continue on with the lead text explanation.
And to kickstart, let's introduce zero-knowledge proof itself.
So he's going to describe that.
I'm sure that a lot of you had heard major zero-knowledge proof, very popular inside our blockchain industry, and we are going to compare them one by one. They are bulletproof, ZK Starks, and ZK Snarks. So if we look at different aspects of these three zero-knowledge proof, it is not hard for us to find the best solution among them. In terms of the proof size, the ZK Snarks perform the best with only 196 bytes. Bulletproof takes around 6 times more, and ZK Starks takes around 200 times more. And in terms of the verification time, again, Zero Snarks perform the best. And Bulletproof, the verification time is about 1.1 seconds, which is really, really poor performance. And the same goes to proof of time as well. Well, while there are some compromises of the proof of time, and also ZK Snarks need a trusted setup, but we can conclude that the ZK Snark is the best to use among the three of them. And that's why we chose it as our implementation.
So yeah, before he goes on, basically when he's comparing ZK Snarks, here, what you're not seeing behind my head is the name ZK Snarks, and that unlike the roughly 1.3 kilobytes that Bulletproof does and the 45 to 200 kilobytes that Stark does, ZK Snarks actually does 126 bytes, not kilobytes, bytes. Its verification time is only 10 milliseconds as opposed to the 1100 milliseconds of Bulletproof and 16 milliseconds of Starks, and prover time is 2.3 seconds. While Stark has lesser time for that, again, it has disadvantages like the trust setup, which it doesn't have, and also the proof size and verification time. But Bulletproof once again lags behind at 30 seconds for the prover time. So just basically Bulletproof takes forever and it doesn't need a trusted setup, and ZK Starks doesn't need trusted setup and also lags behind, and that's why they're going to go for ZK Snarks. So what you're probably wondering is, what the heck is ZK Snarks? You probably watched Thundercats and heard snark, snark. So what the heck is that? Well, here's going to be the term here. Basically, ZK Snarks is a type of hash system that is a zero trust system. I believe this is what Zcoin uses. But yeah, it actually stands for Zero Knowledge Second Non-Interactive Argument of Knowledge, which is a lot of words. Hence ZK Snark. The idea of these proofs apparently they were first used in the 1980s. So this idea has been around for a while. It's simply a zero knowledge proof. Yep, two parties do that. And the math that they use is really complicated. He's actually about to go through that in the video. And as he said, because you need to set up a... My audio is looping. Hold on. Let me check. I'm gonna try to fix that. That might have been a let's see here. I think this is the same issue from last time with Windows. Because I know the Windows audio is off, although Windows allows us to do issues that we normally don't do. We're going to try this now. I'm also on a bit of a delay here. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff before we do our actual meeting. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff before. I think that may have fixed it. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay. Basically, I had to turn off the desktop audio at the same time temporarily, although I might have to turn it on and I'll double check in order to do the video. And I'll go back and forth on that. But like I said before, that's what ZK Snarks is. And we're going to go back to the video. I'm going to turn desktop audio on and my mic off in the meantime, and we will listen to the rest of this presentation. Again, I will stop and comment as things go on.
So the ZK Snark scheme involves a bunch of cryptographic procedures, but I'm not going to talk through them one by one, but basically the idea is that it turns a statement, something like, I know the key that allow me to spend a shielded transaction, and turns it into a quadratic arithmetic program. And it is a quadratic equation like what we've learned back in high school, and whoever knows the solution of this program would actually have the right to spend the shielded.
I just want to make the comment real quick is that I love that he says he shows this complicated equation and says, oh yeah, this quadratic equation that you probably did in high school, and that shows you a difference between China and America's culture, because what he's describing is like an advanced college course of maths and arithmetic for the United States. No one studies that in high school. People can barely read in this country.
Shielded transaction. Now, moving on to our shielded transaction protocol. So the shielded account system is quite different from our ordinary account, and it has a series of keys. But don't worry, the only thing you need to know is that all the keys are derived from one spending key at the top, and also all the other keys serve different purpose throughout the process. And on the other hand, the protocol is based on an unspent transaction output model, which is UTXO model in short. And whenever a user spends a note, he needs to generate a spend description. And the same goes to when somebody wants to receive the money, they have to generate the receipt description as well. And both of these description will act as an input and output of every transaction. And every transaction links one after and one by one. And that forms the UTXO model. Now, when our protocol is defined, moving on to create our own shielded contract. Well,
so we're going back again. And what we're going to be, and let me know if the audio is looping again. He's bringing up this concept called TRC-20. I just want to explain what that is. What that is, and we're going to load up this website here, is, remember I said they're competing on the Ethereum platform? You may have heard of ERC-20 and 30, which are basically certain types of Ethereum tokens that do different things in various blockchain systems on the Ethereum network. And there's a similar thing in the Tron network, which is this TRC stands for Tron, so TRC10 and TRC20. And they're basically two types of tokens that you can use in an application system like dLive. And they're both kind of unique in certain ways. So TRC10 tokens have been there since the launch. And as I said, even with no programming knowledge, apparently, you could make a TRC token in a few steps. You acquire a certain amount of Tron. You go to tronscan.org, you create a wallet, you send that to your own wallet, and then you go to the page for creating TRC token, and I guess 1,024 Trons will create one TRX10 token. And we couldn't get into today because honestly the coding platform that they use for Tron is somehow way more confusing for me than Ethereum, so we're not going to do code samples today. Plus with the track record that we've been having here with different technical difficulties. Just double checking the audio there. that it's even more wise that we're not going to be doing live coded examples today. But that's what a TRC10 token is. What he's talking about, which what they're moving on to, is TRC20 tokens, which have way more functionality and are used in smart contracts such as dLive's BTT mining smart contract system. And basically what they've done is they've added a shielding system using the zero proof with the under ZK snarks in order to make it more secure. And as they say here, TRC is accessible via API. TRC has 1,000 times lower transaction fees than TRC20, but has huger bandwidth costs. And TRC10 transfers and deposits into smart contracts, cost bandwidth and energy. So the TRC is more of the backbone, so it's more built on that. The TR20 is a little slower, but are way more robust into what they're doing. And the jump to 4.0 is essentially them trying to eliminate most of the TRC 10 tokens on their blockchain. So let's go back to the video here. Make hotkeys for this one day.
Well, to do that, we have to provide the functionality of hiding the source address, destination address, and also the transaction amount of our TRC20 token. And to do that, we've implemented in TIP135 with 3 core functions: mint, transfer, and burn. Well, maybe you could already guess what the 3 functions are doing based on this name. So the mint function is to transform a public TRC20 token into a shielded token. So therefore, it has 1 transparent input and 1 shielded output. Second, the transfer function is to transfer the shielded token to somebody else, which it could hide the source address, destination address, and also the transaction amount. And you could put up to 2 transactions inside a transfer function. And therefore, you could have up to 2 shielded input and also 2 shielded output. Finally, the burn function, which is to transform the shielded token back into the public TRC20 token. And therefore, it has 1 shielded output, 1 shielded input, 1 transparent output. And by different scenarios, it might also have 0 or 1 shielded output as well. Well, maybe you could have a clearer idea by looking at this flow diagram. So, for example, if Alice wants to transfer the TRC20 token, just for example, to her friend Bob secretly, then she will first have to mint the token into a shielded TRC20 token. And after several steps of transfer, it will then finally burn the token and then convert it back into a public TRC20 just token. And then the whole process finished. Bob can secretly receive the money from Alice. Now, having our created shielded TRC20 contract, as it's the same as the smart contract deployment, everyone can deploy a smart contract. And therefore, we have to also implement some instructions in order to verify the shielded contract. And in TIP137 and 138, we've implemented 4 new instructions for the verification process, which are the verify mint proof, verify transfer proof, and also the verify burn proof. One more is the Patterson hash. So as you could tell it from the name,
So this is going to get very complicated here. He's going to explain, I think I have the tab for this. Let's see. What is known as, it sounded like he said Paddington Bear, but he's actually talking about Patterson hash, which, again, when we talk about cryptological functions, again, the reason why most blockchains use hash is so that way, once it's hashed, you can't convert the process. You can't use the reverse end of the process to go back to a plain text, unlike a normal cryptological plain text to encrypt or just a secret password system. Like, basically, it's a one-way door as opposed to encryption, which is a two-way door, with the second-way door being secret, and a password system is basically a complete two-way door system. So that's why they're using this, and it's a very complicated hash that he's going to explain. As you can see, it uses elliptical curves with the prime numbers, and all of this. This m equals m0 to m0. That's the thing all the way up to prime m1 where mi will equals lowercase m0, blah, 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 blah. My brain just starts checking out during this. And this is sort of like a diagram of like how it actually does the selector system within the hash. But again, this is above my, and this is sort of like the programming for that, where you're using quad systems to generate it. And as it says here, between the 3-bit and 4-bit windows, there's basically with 3 bits and 4 bits, if I remember correctly, I think 3 bits is more consistent, 4 bits take longer, but it's more secure. Again, the speed to security trade-off. And he's going to explain that bit. I just want to let you know that he's not saying Paddington Bear, he's saying Peterson hash, and that's like a whole mathematical thing, and he's going to explain it right now better than I can.
Verify proof instructions are used to verify the validity of the functions that we have just mentioned inside our shielded contract. And all of this takes around 10 milliseconds. And for the Paddington hash instruction, it's used to compute the node value inside the Merkle tree. And therefore, it returns the parent node value inside the Merkle tree as well. So the time cost only takes around 1 millisecond. So our performance is pretty quick. Well, having everything set up, there's one more thing we need to build is the trusted setup. And therefore, we initiated the multi-party computation torch project. And it was officially launched by Justin Sun, the founder of Tron himself, back in January this year. And as you can see, Justin himself did actually participated inside the torch project. And in honor of the pioneer work of every participant, we do giving them $100 to every one of them.
So we're going to quickly go to our browser for this because I actually forgot to type this up. You're probably finding odd where they're like, yeah, he actually contributed to the coding of the trusted network setup. And I'm going to explain why by going to Wikipedia. Because I forgot to load this section up here. So let's see, dLive. And this will bring up to Justin Sud. Let's see. Yeah, because that's something I could actually bring up right now. The main issue about dLive is that while there are mods and you can get banned on it, they're way more relaxed than Twitch is, which is nice because I guess, you know, more freedom of speech stuff, you know, that's honestly always a net positive. But the net negative is as soon as you mention that something is freedom of speech, and let me just check my audio levels again. There we go. As soon as you say something is freedom of speech, instantly you're going to get a crap ton of alt-right and white supremacist people coming onto your platform and ruining everything. And that's what happened to dLive. They've curbed it more because they've banned some of these people, but if you go on dLive, just imagine if Minds.com was live streaming, and that's what it's like on bad days. To be honest, like you saw on the front page, most of it was just feeding chickens and playing cool video games, not very too different from Twitch. But occasionally when like Donald Trump like does a really bad fart, dLive will just be full of like wannabe Alex Joneses, and you can just ignore them. So I just wanted to let everyone know about that. It's probably why someone as high esteemed as PewDiePie was probably on there. Let's see. Actually, they don't put the link in. If it's, I'm gonna have to type his name in. Justin Sun. Hopefully, we'll bring this up. Here we go. And then there is Tron here somewhere. Here we go. So I am gonna bring that. The reason why they're like, oh, we actually participated in this, because let's see if I can find this in here. Let's see. Yeah, there was something about the bit right here. Let's see. So faster download times. I know it's one of the links here, because it's about something that he himself, which is why people don't fully trust him, and why dLive is kind of like when they went from the Lino system to Tron, were nervous about doing. And I'm actually going to quickly pop back in here and just be like, hi, chat. Super if you are on dLive, send us lemons. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. We love chatting. I'm going to do a quick spelling correct here, if I can. Let's see. So now out there, this will also let us know what platforms we're currently connected on. Okay, we're good on everything, good. But yeah, there's something about the Tron network that drives people crazy. Actually, let me look this up here. White paper. Oh, it doesn't show up here? Maybe it shows up on... Or maybe he found out I'm doing this episode and he erased it. Let's see. Maybe I have to look on his actual thing here. Hold on. I know this is here somewhere. So let's see. Oh, here we go. It's up here. Sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to find the... So, something that's been an issue. Lemon party stuff. I've had worse golden showers, but thank you for looking out for me in Nexus 6. A big issue that he's personally had is that, especially as Tron grows, there's been a question about plagiarism. So this is a copy here where apparently, even though Tron denies it, there has been claims that chunks of the white paper for the Tron platform have been basically plagiarized by other white papers. Justin Sun apparently had blamed the issue on poor translation, but apparently when you comb through a lot of this, let me click on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Reddit for actual information. Let's see. Oh, the post was removed. That sucks. See, if I get black bagged and disappeared, that's Justin Sun sending like PRC, the PLA agents at me to be assassinated. Let's see. Maybe the tweet still exists. Tron white paper. Wholesale copying of IPS bot and mine Filecoin without a single reference. Bitswap, ProRep, POS. And he replied to that, and apparently this is where he claimed about poor translation. This is a bigger picture of, so the introduction's unique, and then they don't know where this section comes from. This is the base Ethereum contract. Remember, Ethereum's their rival. This is sections apparently from the IPFS or Filecoin paper. This was directly copied apparently from Filecoin. This is Kamala stuff, basic P2P messaging, which is fine. But then you get to the ICO boilerplate, and the token mechanics are generic, and the ICO is that, and then it ends, and there's zero references to any of the other previous work to that. So just to note again, on Crypto Barons, we tell you the whole truth, the truth of nothing but the truth, so help the blockchain. So just, you know, if we're going to cover a cryptocurrency, unlike other places, we're like, oh, look at the market values, and you should invest in this now because I have investments in it. We're going to tell you the good things and bad things. And we've had fun streaming on dLive, but the fact that dLive is based on Tron and they've had issues such as plagiarism and the HackerOne incident stuff, this is why they're saying, hey, Justin wrote this himself. Or they've said, hey, we're looking for more security stuff where you can't just be DDoS by a TR-86. So that's why they're making a big deal about this. That's why I stopped the current video. We're almost near the end of it, and then we'll conclude our episode. I just wanted to let you guys know that background. If you're like, why do they keep mentioning these like weird stuff of like our programmers and founder being involved, and why do they keep mentioning security over and over again, even more than like Facebook does with Libra, which will be a future episode. And this is why. So I'm just giving you some context here. So let's prevent the echo and do this again.
And finally, there are a total of 196 participants, including developers from the Tron community, blockchain enthusiasts, daily active users, and KOLs, which are key opinion leaders. And it is the most participated MPC project by numbers around our blockchain industry. So it is quite of a success. Well, to wrap things up, let's compare our shielded TRC20 contract and transaction with the other projects in the blockchain industry. First of all, Monero, one of the very first projects which provides privacy in blockchain, it uses ring city protocol, but its size is linear with the ring size. And also it uses a bulletproof, which as we've just mentioned before, it has a very poor performance. So the other one, the Zcash, it uses ZK snarks, same as us, and it also provides perfect privacy, but it doesn't provide the support of the shielded contract, which means that there is nothing you could do if you want to extend the privacy. Grin, another popular project, uses the Mimble-Wimble protocol. It could hide the transaction amount, but again, it uses bulletproof, which offers poor performance, and it requires the sender and receiver to have some interactions before they do the transaction, so it's not convenient. Tonando Cash, a very popular project in Ethereum, it supports shielded contract, but it only supports deposit and withdrawal, and you could only deposit a dedicated amount to someone else. So let's say if you want to send 2 ETH to somebody else, you have to do twice. So one ETH twice. And also it uses a mixed solution, which means that its privacy is proportional to the number of active users. And there is no point of bringing you any privacy at all if there's only one single user using this method. AC tag, now it is shielded amount, but they generate an address, public address, even though it is one time off, but it is public to both sender and receiver. When you compare to all of the above projects, our shielded TRC20 contract could offer you great performance, low transaction fee, perfect privacy, and is convenient to use, and most importantly, it is extendable with smart contract. So I guess that's the end of the zero knowledge proof in our Tron virtual machine. And let's move on to the final part. What is our vision? Well, Trons are devoted to the research of frontier cryptographic techniques, and we want to make a contribution to the privacy protection inside the blockchain industry. And if there are any more new methods to be proposed in the future which provides better privacy or better performance, we would try our best to bring that into our Tron ecosystem. But right now, there are so much more that we would like to do. And we can't wait to see that happens. And thank you for all of you listening. I hope that our shielded contract and shielded transaction would bring Tron 4.0 to a whole new level. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, for your excellent presentation.
So, one of our speakers here, one of our people in chat just wrote, this guy, Nexus 6 just wrote, this guy's just graduated, he's smart as balls. That's why I wanted to bring up the previous white paper. That's why I wanted to bring up some of the unscrupulousness that Justice Sun has done, such as, doing basically the Warren Buffett dinner as a publicity stunt, and the high-end commander, nice to see you finally got here. I wish you were actually on here so you could be like giving me like bunny ears in the background and stuff. But this is why I wanted to bring up some of the unscrupulousness of their founder, Justin Sun. It's not to pick on him per se, although I always have fun doing that. The reason why I wanted to bring that up is that, yes, as you could tell, that guy is super smart. Again, he for some reason thinks that that huge long equation is something that you do in high school, which, considering all the math that they put in various East and Southeast Asian countries, or even like Western European countries, basically the United States is a third world country. That would literally be like an elective you took in your third year of college, and this is something apparently he learned in high school. So that, he is a smart dude. But the reason I bring up the business sense is, and you can ask me, you can ask G.I. Jack, our other co-founder, about this, there are a lot of places that hire truly smart people, but if you have unscrupulous or outright evil business people, you're not going to get anywhere. See Google. see Zoom. where I know people who are doing the cryptography for Zoom, and they're really good at it. And the actual peer-to-peer encryption they're doing is outright amazing. And I hope other forms of communication that want to do peer-to-peer adopt it or poach some of these guys. That all fell to the wayside when the CEO did his brain fart of, well, not only that, we're not going to provide the encryption to our base users, we have to pony up and pay for it, but the reason why we're paying for it is we're not even going to admit that we're greedy, which everyone would be like, but, we'd accept it. But no, it's because we want to work with law enforcement because, one, somehow criminals are not going to just pay for accounts with the oodles of money they have, trafficking drugs and small children, to afford professional Zoom accounts. Or they're not going to use burner accounts or not launder them through unscrupulous banks in Sweden. And that also kind of implies, again, that, how do you put it? That, what was I going to say about the criminal element with that? Oh, that this was literally right in the middle of the Black Lives Matter protests, right when it was like at the crescendo peak. So at the moment where even like yuppie white boomers hated the cops, he said, oh, not only are we not allowing encryption and you have to pay out the butt for it, but the reason we're doing that is because we're bootlicking cops. And so no amount of explanation that the engineers could do of explaining why they can't offer for free and stuff, which they did a great explanation of, even if I didn't agree with some of the business sense of it, was just tossed to the wayside because their CEO went, and because Keybase is attached to that, everyone's just rapidly abandoning Zoom and even Keybase, and they had to put out an apology and reverse decision, and basically they cannot gain any of the customers back, all because while they had absolutely brilliant engineers, the CEO just literally pulled a crap popsicle out of his ass and tried to offer it to everybody. So I just want to put out there that, again, this is why, for example, at DEFCON 201, we're trying to put smart community decisions along with tech decisions. Because if we just did everything based on tech, we'd end up like Freenode, where they had the child pedophile advocate for 8 years as their engineer. Like, that's not what we want as DEFCON 201. So I just want to put out there that, yes, this guy's really smart. And I'm not saying he's not smart. But that's why I'm bringing up some of the dirt that's happened with the Tron network and some of the unscrupulousness, because they obviously can afford, especially Justin's son, who's like, I think, if I remember correctly, at least a multi-millionaire at this point. They can afford some of the best people, but if Justin himself and some of the business people are being unscrupulous, then that's not going to happen. You also note that when they compared Monero, Zcash, and Grin, and all of them are going to be on a future episode. In fact, they're all going to be on the same episode about privacy oriented and security oriented cryptocurrencies before we get to deep web cryptocurrencies, which will be and how they're used on the dark web, which will be its own episode. But you note that when they talked about their own coin, that just like a corporate shill from Microsoft or Google, they didn't list anything in the negative column. Because they can't be honest or they'll be fired. I'm pretty sure that it sounds like they have a good system, honestly, and these are some good ideals, but we're going to put this to the test. Let's see if the staking is not going to be invaded, because they have to deal with the web interface. It's really easy to just spin up accounts. There might be ways to use like injection scripts or something to break into people's accounts and then use their IDs to steal it. There's just all sorts of things that we're going to find out that, yeah, okay, cool, you have a good system. All right, let's everyone go on there and attack at the same time, prove it. Let's HackerOne this stuff and see if you can DDoS using a basic watch calculator from like the 1970s. So we're going to find that out. I just want to play this little bit here because I lowered the volume. I know the woman's voice. It's not the foreign accent, because everyone here has like a Chinese English accent, but it's literally because she's loud and she speaks like a robot. I think it looks like there's like a gun outside of the screen ready to shoot her at all times. So bear with her voice. But she's going to mention something that's going to play for 30 seconds, and then we're going to move on to a couple of other things, and then that will be our episode. But I just want to play this because you're going to laugh when she says this piece right when I pause it.
For your excellent presentation. All right, folks who are watching this live stream, now you know what to do with your egg money. That was a joke. Since the rise of the internet, privacy has long been an issue for all the users. and I believe Changzi will point a clear direction for us. DeFi, the most trending keyword of the blockchain industry in 2020, stands for decentralized finance. It is a successful experiment of applying blockchain technology in the financial sphere. DeFi is an excellent entry point for the outsider of blockchain industry. To many blockchain practitioners, it is also an ideal tool to avoid risks on the market and gain benefits. Many blockchain practitioners, it is also an ideal tool to avoid risks on the market and gain benefits. Just the quality DeFi project in the booming Tron ecosystem successfully demonstrates the potential that the ecosystem holds. Next, let's welcome the head of Just the Project, Terence, to give a presentation titled The Tron DeFi Empire is Taking Shape. Terence is the head of Just the Project. He pursued a master's degree in computer science at Stevens Institute of Technology, New Jersey. Welcome.
Yes! Once again, this is actually a trend, by the way. One of the heads of their major tech projects actually went through college to learn all of this, like decentralized banking and applying actual code and mathematics to it from New Jersey. And in fact, there's an actual history that one of these days, hopefully for the city, I want to do a talk about how like almost all the major hacker stuff is actually from New Jersey. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, even if you take Bell Labs out of it, just so much hacker stuff and major incidents that changed all of hacking, not that we're included in it because all we do is make fart jokes and pee on the wall all day, come from New Jersey. And my original point is that you guys have probably heard of Baidu. Let's see if I could actually type it now, because since we're going to erase this, we're going to wipe this operating system. The tracking won't matter. So Baidu is basically China's version of Google. You can see it's a search engine, and they have many different like web portals. They have like their own version of Google Maps that's heavily censored, and things like that. And you can kind of see it's like basically like all they just did was basically make Chinese version of Google. And note how like it centers on China when you default load it, which I find hilarious. Let's see. I don't recognize some of these. I know they have basically their own version of Wikipedia from somewhere. Let me actually go to the to Wikipedia itself to do all of that. So let's see. Baidu Maps. Let's see. They have a storage thing, because there's a reason why I'm bringing up Baidu. Algorithms. Yep. Baidu Baiyiki is yes, it's behind the wall, the Great Firewall of China, which I've heard is actually made of farts from Winnie the Pooh, who's currently their main chair of the Communist Party. This is why Disney is evil. But no, but yeah, this is basically like their, not cooking stuff, but this is like their version of basically Wikipedia. That's also horribly censored. I think, if I remember correctly, let me look up something here real quick. And then I'll go back to this page. Baidu. DEFCON. I believe DEFCON has its own Baidu page. I'm trying to remember where I could find the link for it. Let's go to DEFCON China's website itself, because I know they have a Baidu page. Because I saw about this before. Let's see. News, content, schedule, venue, about info. Might be in the FAQ section. Let's find out, because I've seen this page. It kind of makes you laugh and cry when you see it, because basically Baidu is their main partner. It's basically Black Hat in China, but with DEFCON's name, because dead serious, even on mainland China, if they wanted to actually be more of the hacker ethic in China, just my own opinion, they would have done it at a university, because there's kind of a weird loophole in China where they almost basically let universities in the mainland do whatever they want. So a lot of the really cool hacker stuff, and it's like basically universities and hobbyist shops like Real Sexy Cyborg and Shenzhen and stuff, like that's where all like the super hacker AFs are at. They're not at like official conventions like that. But the reason why I bring this up is because there's a major engineer that works at Baidu called Robin Lee. And when he was at IDD Information Services, which is the division of Dow Jones in New Jersey, he came up with the algorithms that runs Baidu's search engine. And that's what made it took off the ground, because before that, all of the Google clones that Chinese companies made were crap, and he developed those when he was working in New Jersey and studying college in New Jersey, then brought that code to China, and now Baidu basically directly rivals Google and Tencent in the country. So all of China's search and infrastructure comes from some schmuck working in New Jersey. And I wanted to bring that up just because she introduced this guy, and of course one of their main tech heads, who's the boss of the other guy and runs the Just Project, which is a decentralized banking platform for Tron. Of course, studied and partly grew up in New Jersey. So there's this weird thing where, like, I guess we ship off all of, like, New Jersey's bad people, and they end up becoming part of the Chinese Communist Party that spies on us on TikTok. Don't know why. Maybe it's because of the past history of New Jersey being a literal police state. No idea. But I just thought that was a funny thing. So we're going to go over just what we kind of did today. So again, we looked at the dLive TV platform, which we're also currently streaming on. And we learned that basically it's a rival to Twitch, and what makes them unique is that, kind of like certain other blogs, they are a blockchain based streaming platform. They have 2 token systems. They have lemons, which they just constantly generate, and they don't really mean it. They don't mean any sort of money, although you can use money to buy them. They work exactly like, and let me just check my volume levels real quick. Okay, good. They work exactly like bits on Twitch. In fact, there's rumors that they actually kind of yanked bits from dLive's Lemon system, which has always been there. And then the other thing is, when you stream and you sync your wallet to your stream, as you stream, you actually harvest coin. Now, very initially, this was built on the Steemit platform. This was then moved to the Lino platform because it was more robust and secure. And then literally within earlier this year, this was bought by Justin Stin, who owns BitTorrent, made up the BitTorrent token, aka the BTT, and made the Tron platform, which dLive's now integrated in. And basically, you can mine BTT. You can let me actually go to the menu here. You can stake, using proof of stake, using your live stream into BTT. In order to do that. Now, unfortunately, I can't do that because, as I've theorized, and I'm not going to try to load a Chrome alternative on here yet. I might do that briefly next episode just so that we can cover bases. We can't do that because I did show you how to take a .crx file that is the actual file names for Google extensions, and you put that CRX file, you put the URL to the thing in the Chrome store in here, and it spits out the actual CRX file, and then you could do some manipulations to it in order to essentially bootleg the extension on here. And we have our wallet on here. The issue is that I think the reason why they're using Chrome extension and not Firefox, which, by the way, the Tron wallet works exactly like the MetaMask for Ethereum, and remember, Tron's Ethereum's rival, that they're using something inherently with Chrome to sync, and that's why we can't link it together. But if we did, and we had 100 Tron tokens, we would be able to continue to stake, and every time we streamed and users interact, we would essentially be staking money in that and staking BTT or BitTorrent tokens, and then we could eventually pull that up, translate that to Bitcoin on an exchange, even using Tron's internal exchange, and then print that as fiat money. And that's how people on dLive get paid. There's also a ton of government regulations, just like anything when you're translating from fiat to fiat or cryptocurrency to fiat. We talked about kind of the background. Whoop. Let's mute that. Actually, we'll go into his channel for a moment here. I'm just going to follow that and see how he reacts. We looked into some of the unscrupulous natures of the dLive platform, which is why the people on dLive, the Tron platform, which is why when they announced that they were going to dLive, look at how this, oh, that's cool. He's using a double camera angle system. I was like, is he playing the game awkwardly? And no, it's just he's using a dual camera system so you could look at him and his hands at the same time. I don't know if he has alerts, so we'll find out in a minute. But no, we looked at some of the unscrupulousness of Justin Sin, who runs Tron, and Tron's background, including some claims of plagiarism and the giant zero-day vulnerability that HackerOne found, which is why they mentioned so much about security and this being unique to their system. We also talked about the old, I guess there's no alert, but hey, we'll follow the dude. And we also talked about the old Lino system and how you had to use Polynex in order to do that exchange, and now you don't have to do that anymore because everything's internally. We also explained what a zero-proof system is, and finally I have this whole mouthful. Besides also looking at the Tron wallet itself, we talked about the ZS snark, which we will cover again when we, in a month or two, get to secure cryptocurrencies, because the Z and Zcash actually stands for the Z and Zero Trust, and ZK snark is something both Tron and Zcoin, did I say Monero? Zcoin actually uses. And we talked a bit about the math about the Pedersen hash, which is way too complicated for me. That's a Hack All and Commander episode. I'm going to put him on the spot for him to cover this crazy mathematical thing. And yeah, that's what we covered. That's the dLive system. So I guess before we go, what we'll go into is, well, first of all, I'm going to actually switch this stream back from chatting, because this is the kind of the behind the scenes to this, to crypto. See if it pops up, or if it's being slow again. Or just being slow again. Because sometimes it kind of loads in wrong. This is like an issue that occasionally happens. I'm actually going to reload this page. Yeah, I want you to explain complex maths that I can't explain. Okay, here we go. Let's do... It's working before. Ah. I guess I can't change it back. Oh well. It's not like we don't have technical difficulties on the show or DEFCON 201. And what we're going to do before I try one last thing, and then we're going to end this stream, is I'm actually going to go to our channel, and hopefully the computer won't crash, and we're going to go into our actual chest. And I don't know if anyone's watching on DTube, but we're going to attempt to distribute the rewards that we currently have, which is only 7.5 lemon, but we're going to have more of that. I don't think he's mentally accessible, never mind doing complicated math equations right now. But, you know, something, Levenant joke that I'm not going to make just because we don't want to get hit by mods. So, yeah, no, I can message you afterwards, N Commander. And if anyone has any questions before I load up, that's what I'm going to do. But is there anyone on dLive? I'm just going to click the distribute reward button. And for the next 40 seconds, if anyone's in here, you will be equally distributed that many lemons. So, I'm going to let that go on for a bit. Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing and stuff? And you could, this is, oh cool, we just did what we normally do in OBS when we peel everything back. But instead what happens is that now we're doing it in the stream. I am going to go back to OBS. And we're going to get rid of the display capture. And we're going to increase my size. Get big. Oh, there we go. Take Cave Johnson for lemons. So that was our episode about dLive. I hope you kind of learned more about the platform. We're going to continue to stream on it. We're not planning to make money off of it in the future on just for crypto barons. Maybe our main meetings, but definitely crypto barons. And when my money starts rolling in, I'm going to buy a bunch of lemons. Hopefully some will donate lemons, and we will distribute lemons evenly and do that whole process. If I can get the wallets link in, next episode I will show you the staking properly. The other thing about it too is that I know that this episode we were supposed to finally pull out the pink coin. Yep, extreme close-up. Whoa! I actually can't wait for the third Bill and Ted movie. Hopefully I get to see that in theaters. I doubt it, though. So, what we're going to do, Nexus 6, is that I've been applying to the BitterX exchange. Remember, you have to do all these government papers and ID. It's taking a while. It didn't get done. It didn't get done in time for this episode. I will guarantee, here's what's happening in the next episode. We're going to revisit Pinkcoin really quick. And I'm going to show the receipts for us donating. Because if you go right now, actually, let me bring up that display capture again. If I can. Oh, sorry, I have to actually. Boop. Let's do display capture again. And let's see, we're here somewhere here. Yeah, if you go to beta.donate.with.pink, we're one of the top, if you click campaigns, we're like one of the top campaigns here. Yeah, here you go. For Pinkcoin itself, we're doing a charity fundraiser. It's going to go to the WHO COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. Now, despite Trump pulling out, which he did with everything except for his wife, the First Lady, which I wish he did, because then Jared Kushner wouldn't have put two ugly World Trade Center clones right in the middle of Journal Square. That's not political at all. But no, despite us pulling out of WHO, and despite people debating about WHO, the WHO Solidarity Response Fund is an actual, you can see the top of my afro, is an actual good thing. It's there not only for first responder workers, like such as healthcare professionals, policing, crossing guards, healthcare workers, but it's also going to pump money back into our local economies across the United States, for schools and getting PPE for not only, again, for medics, but for everyone, masks, sanitizers, all sorts of stuff. They're in this for the long haul. So if you stake in our system with Pinkcoin, and I have to put some more votes to put that up, because this has actually been how well we've been doing. We have literally a crap ton of Pinkcoin. I think last time we checked, we definitely have over 120 dollars worth of Pinkcoin. I could check right now, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to check. I'm going to show you the screenshot last time we checked on the episode, show how the exchange rate works. Then we're already going to have donated the money, and we're going to show the receipts for it. But up until next show, and our next Crypto Baron show will be on, because I can't remember, because our next meeting, by the way, Hackle and Commander will be hopefully back again on, I'm not being evil, we just all miss you, because everyone messages us like, where is he, man? On the 15th at 8 p.m. And then we have our meeting live streamed on July 17th. So our next Crypto Barons. So we were on the second Saturday. Next Saturday. So that will be on the fourth Saturday. That's July 25th at 8 p.m. Our next episode. We will show the receipts of pulling out of this. So up until then, so you have 2 weeks to continue to stake Pinkcoin and make it so that it's way over $120 that we'll be donating this. We're amazing. Not Bitcoin, Pinkcoin. It's different. If we had 120 Bitcoin, we'd be able to do this charity and live like in downtown and stuff like that, and just be eating filet mignon every time. But our next episode, so you have 2 weeks up until the literally until the 24th or the morning of the 25th to stake in this to raise this higher under Pinkcoin. So get to go to Pinkcoin, just type in Pinkcoin in Google or DuckDuckGo, and you can set up a wallet and do the staking system. That will all go for a great charity that's right now dealing with COVID-19. We're going to do that in the beginning episode. What I can tell you is next time, our main episode is we're going to be doing some code stuff for terminal stuff. We're going to be explaining smart contracts and master nodes. And we might program a smart contract live. Yeah, I have to look at it in exactly how much Pinkcoin that is, because knowing the grub stakes, you can do some calculations, but I'm mostly hair instead of brain, so I can't do them off the cuff right now. I have to load up the wallet on the other laptop behind me. But after we get done with Pinkcoin, which should only take about 5-8 minutes max, we might program a smart contract live after I explain what it is. But we're going to actually look at another cryptocurrency that we actually featured in our April meetup called Greencoin. Sorry, not Greencoin, BitGreen, which is like they're using staking to be more environmental friendly, and they do more activist stuff. We're going to use their wallet because they have the most comprehensive master node system the masternode system built in to their wallet and blockchain system. We're going to go through their terminal system and open up the terminal on our side, and we're going to actually set up a masternode so you guys know what a masternode is and how you stake through a masternode. And then we're going to talk about smart contracts, and maybe it won't count for the August torturing myself, because I'm going to torture N Commander on this upcoming Friday meeting. Watch out. And but we are going to look into smart contracts, and I might program one. If not, I will pre-make one that I will explain all the code in and run it. So after I do the verbal explain while on 5 explanation, we'll know it. So again, thank you for tuning into Crypto Barons. Thank you for checking out dLive. We're going to do one last thing before we go, but I'm just going to say, if you like this type of show, please subscribe or follow us no matter what platform you're on. We do see the alerts on here. If you're on Twitch, we're trying to get more systems plugged in. If you're on dLive, follow us. Send us lemons, because we are going to be randomly distributing lemons every time we do Crypto Barons as soon as I get money in forward. And I will mention that on our social media. If you want to know more about us, you can go to, here we go, you can go to defcon201.org. We have all our listings. Next Friday is our meetup. Next Wednesday is the Hack All N Commander episode. And on the 25th, we're going to be back on Crypto Barons talking about Masternode. We're going to look at Bitgreen's Masternode system through their terminal built into their wallet, and then we're going to explain smart contracts, and I might do something with code with smart contracts so you understand that concept. Trust me, there's a lot of really cool episodes coming up. I don't know if any of this seems boring now, because I find all of this really exciting, but we have some stuff coming up, particularly with things like, I'll give some examples real quick off the top of my head. Cold store. We could hear Sarah's cell emerging from his hibernation. Security in cryptocurrency and how different cryptocurrencies like Monero implement them. How to do cold storage wallets from scratch. We're going to be doing how cryptocurrency is used on the dark web and different types and what websites they go to as legal as we possibly can. Touring an actual mechanical Bitcoin ATM machine from our local one around here, partnered with them. They're going to open it up and show the hardware and software, how an actual cryptocurrency Bitcoin ATM machine in the wild actually works. That'll be an on-site one. We're going to be talking about religion and cryptocurrencies, because that's the whole thing there. We're going to be talking about just all sorts of things. How to play a blockchain smart contract. Again, that's something I'm going to cover next episode, and many, many more. So I hope you really like Crypto Barons. I'm going to try one thing. So if the stream dies, that's because. So I just wanted to do the ending spiel just in case we get cut off and the ending doesn't happen. So let's go back to, let's put the display capture on, and let's go back to our browser. Now, like I said before about purchasing Lemon, and okay, so that was the thing. I'll just hit that again, and then we'll go back to the main page. So remember how we hit lemons, how to buy, and you can only pay through credit or debit card or Amazon Pay? That's because we live in this third world terrible country run by a military dictator junta known as the United States. And there's an element here, dangerously. That's a new thing. That sounds like an STD. Where if you live outside of this country, anywhere but the United States, as they say here, you can actually buy Lemon with current existing cryptocurrency stocks. So if you're already like staking Litecoin and Ethereum and you're mining Bitcoin, or someone lent you some, if you're outside the United States, you'll be able to get that cryptocurrency. So what I'm thinking is, remember how I was talking about on the old Lino system with exchange, you have to use Playonics? And while I'm logged in my current account, you couldn't create an account if you're outside the United States. So all I did was just run up, I'm going to open it here, provided there's not too much lag because it's starting to heat up. Let's see. What I did was I spun up a VPN. This is actually a good actual use case for VPN. My preferred one that I use for everything, although I do have a couple alternative ones, is Proton VPN. I'm curious if we can change our VPN status, reload dLive, and see if we can get that cryptocurrency option. Now, I'm thinking what we might be defeated by is we've barely filled out our profile. It's one of the reasons why we're not doing the government ID thing on dLive to make money off of dLive yet. And because we're waiting for it back on. That's the same reason why we haven't done affiliate or partnership with Twitch, even though we overqualify for being an affiliate. That's not us bragging. We literally did. We got that back in February. February. We weren't streaming then. Got that back in May. But the issue is contract bullcrap stuff, and that's why, because we want to stream out to everybody. Use Tor browser. We could do that. I'd have to log into dLive, though, which means I'd have to put us on AFK. But I'm just wondering, through this base browser, if we change our location, if we can... Actually, you know what? I'm going to take you off on that offer. Let's see. Do we actually... We might actually... Yep, okay. I was smart, and I actually put Tor browser on here. So... There might be a point where we go AFK for a couple of minutes as we put in the proper password. Because I'm going to have to log into dLive in order to do this. So we'll try Tor browser first under Master and Commander's suggestion. Provided that it doesn't break in the browser. And then if we do that, if we get that working, see if it loads actually, we'll see if the buying limit things comes up. In fact, I'm going to see if I can click it here without logging in and see if it pops up. Yeah, you have to log in. So give us a moment. We're going to enter in some passwords and see if everything that works. So we'll be back for a couple minutes. It's just a fun thing, and then we're going to end the stream. So enjoy a little bit of awesome music for a moment. Eventually we'll get the wipe system properly done. So, I've logged us into dLive, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of bad news immediately. Which is that Despite being on Tor, it doesn't give us the two options. So I'm going to try, and it might break the stream, but I'm going to try to do it through VPN, because you're thinking, well, if Tor is not working, then why would VPN work? And I'm thinking it'd be more of a direct hop. Worst comes to worst, I think because we may have already listed ourselves as the United States, we don't get that option. But I'm just really curious. Is outside of the U.S. Let me try to remember as I'm dehydrated. Let me try. Checking the Tor circuit here. Trying to remember where you go on this, because I'm a little dumb today, because I was just so excited to see N Commander show up. Oh, here we go. Yep, it finally outside the United States. So there it is, cryptocurrencies. So yes, Tor browser can fool this. So it's not done through our profile. It's completely done through, well, not through our like dLive profile. It's done through the profile through our web browser. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm still going to test it. If we set ourselves somewhere else, and actually we can look at the node, because he said click on the onion. Trying to remember where the onion is. I have to reconfigure a bunch of stuff in here, so I probably don't know where that is. So I am the dumb. Yeah, next time. But I might break the stream on this, but if that worked on Tor, it should definitely work through VPN. So you can either use the Tor browser and you double check to make sure your node actually exits outside the United States. And now I'm going to attempt to break the stream before we end, and we're actually going to connect via VPN hop to see if we can fool this. So we're going to convince